Imagine a battlefield where not one, not 10, but hundreds of intelligent machines descend upon an enemy, working in perfect, terrifying concert. What if war was fought not by individuals, but by an unstoppable wave of autonomous systems? The United States military has just taken a monumental leap into this future. Recent, large-scale tests involving drone swarms, with over 100 autonomous vehicles operating in synchronized attacks, are reshaping the very definition of modern warfare. This isn't science fiction anymore. It's happening right now, signaling a profound shift in how nations prepare for conflict and raising urgent questions about human control in the age of intelligent machines. For decades, military might was measured by the size and sophistication of its individual assets: colossal aircraft carriers, stealth fighters, and advanced tanks. But that paradigm is crumbling. The U.S. Department of Defense, in collaboration with leading defense contractors and research institutions, is spearheading a quiet revolution. They're moving towards what they call distributed warfare, a strategy that prioritizes vast numbers of relatively low-cost, smart systems over a handful of incredibly expensive, high-value platforms. Think of it like a swarm of bees versus a single, powerful hawk. The hawk is dangerous, but the swarm can overwhelm, confuse, and adapt in ways a single entity cannot. The core idea is simple yet profound. These drone swarms can overwhelm enemy defenses, gather intelligence in real time across vast areas, and execute coordinated attacks with a resilience never before seen. The journey to this point hasn't been overnight. It's the culmination of years of relentless research, much of it spearheaded by DARPA, the Pentagon's advanced research arm, famous for its moonshot projects. Since the mid-2010s, DARPA has poured resources into exploring how small, autonomous drones could work together, almost like a digital flock of birds, without needing constant, direct human guidance. A truly defining moment arrived in 2016. In a groundbreaking demonstration, the Department of Defense showcased a swarm of 103 microdrones. These weren't just flying in formation. They were launched from F/A-18 fighter jets, then self-organized in midair, adapted their formation on the fly, and made collective decisions. This introduced the revolutionary concept of distributed intelligence. Here's how it works. Imagine a group project where no single person is the boss, but everyone understands the goal and contributes their part. If one person falls sick, the others automatically pick up the slack. In the drone swarm, no single drone acts as the leader or brain. Instead, each unit contributes its processing power and sensory data to a shared mission, collectively achieving objectives that no single drone could. This architecture is what makes these swarms incredibly difficult to neutralize. If an enemy manages to shoot down a few drones, the remaining units simply reorganize, reassign tasks, and continue operating, much like a living organism healing from an injury. It's like trying to defeat a fluid, constantly changing entity rather than a rigid, predictable machine. The early demonstrations proved the concept, but the true challenge lay in scaling it up. Between 2023 and 2025, the Pentagon significantly expanded its swarm experiments, moving beyond microdrones to larger, more capable unmanned aerial vehicles across vast U.S. training ranges. These tests weren't just about showing off. They were rigorously focused on pushing the boundaries of scale, enhancing autonomy, and, crucially, building resilience against electronic warfare, a critical factor in any modern conflict. Imagine a whole orchestra of drones trying to play a symphony, even as someone tries to jam their instruments. These ambitious exercises align perfectly with the Defense Department's bold Replicator initiative, announced in 2023. The goal of Replicator is staggering: to field thousands of low-cost, autonomous systems across multiple domains: air, land, and sea. This isn't just about futuristic warfare. It's a direct strategic response. The Pentagon sees this as a crucial way to counter the rapid military modernization of China, especially in the strategically vital Indo-Pacific region. It's a numbers game where quantity, combined with intelligent autonomy, creates a new kind of deterrent. During these extensive exercises, the drone swarms were put through their paces, performing a variety of complex tasks. They demonstrated cooperative target identification, where multiple drones would collectively pinpoint and confirm an enemy asset. They mapped terrain in real time, instantly building a digital 3D picture of the battleground. Perhaps most impressively, they established distributed sensor networks, allowing them to share vital information without relying on a central command post that could be easily targeted. The tests also included simulated coordinated attacks on air defense systems, overwhelming them with sheer numbers and clever tactics. They practiced electronic warfare and decoy operations, tricking enemy radar and communication systems. Perhaps the most significant takeaway from these trials, according to Pentagon officials, was that these swarm networks could maintain their mission effectiveness even under intense electronic jamming, a common and highly effective tactic used in modern conflicts to disrupt enemy communications and control. This resilience against electronic interference is a game changer, making these swarms a formidable, almost unjammable force. So, how do these technological marvels actually work? At their core, drone swarms are a sophisticated blend of artificial intelligence, mesh networking, and distributed sensing. Think of it as each drone having its own small, powerful brain, capable of thinking and reacting. Each drone is equipped with onboard autonomy, meaning it can navigate and make decisions independently. It has its own precise navigation capabilities, knowing exactly where it is and where it needs to go. Crucially, they're packed with advanced algorithms that enable them to constantly respond to changes in their environment, but also, and this is key, to the behavior of every other member of the swarm. They're in constant, rapid-fire communication, sharing data and intentions. This isn't about human operators joystick controlling every single drone. That would be impossible with 100 or more. Instead, human operators take on a higher-level role. They assign broad mission objectives. For example, reconnaissance of this area or neutralize that target. The swarm, using its collective intelligence, then figures out the most effective way to accomplish that task. It's like telling a team of expert engineers what you want to build, and they then collaboratively design and construct it, each contributing their specialized knowledge. If one drone encounters a problem, perhaps it's damaged, or its communication is temporarily lost, the others automatically sense this, adapt, and redistribute responsibilities. The mission continues seamlessly, demonstrating an incredible level of self-healing and adaptability. This approach offers enormous advantages. Firstly, it drastically increases flexibility. Missions can be adapted on the fly, and the swarm can respond to unexpected changes far faster than a human-controlled unit. Secondly, and perhaps just as importantly, it dramatically lowers costs. These smaller, often simpler drones can be mass-produced far more cheaply than a cutting-edge fighter jet or a large, complex drone. This allows militaries to achieve numerical advantage, simply having more units than the enemy, and provides crucial operational redundancy. Losing a few drones doesn't cripple the mission, it's merely a slight adjustment for the rest of the swarm. While the image of a swarm of drones launching a coordinated attack is certainly dramatic, their potential applications extend far beyond direct offensive roles. Defense experts are quick to point out the vast strategic uses that make this technology so compelling. Consider mass reconnaissance. Instead of a single, expensive spy plane, imagine hundreds of small, airborne sensors fanning out across a vast area, generating real-time battlefield awareness with unprecedented detail. They could provide an instant, high-definition picture of enemy movements, troop concentrations, and terrain features. Then there's electronic warfare. Swarms can be deployed to overwhelm and disrupt enemy radar and communication systems, acting as a digital smokescreen. 100 tiny jammers are much harder to counter than one large, obvious platform. They could also be used for distributed air defense, where coordinated drones act as an interceptor network, overwhelming incoming threats, whether they are missiles or other enemy aircraft. In naval operations, the possibilities are equally transformative. Imagine air and maritime drones working together, a synchronized ballet above and below the waves, to monitor vast ocean areas, hunt for submarines, or protect naval assets. For ground force support, particularly in dense urban environments, swarms could provide immediate, invaluable intelligence, scouting ahead, identifying threats, and giving ground troops a real-time, 360-degree view of their surroundings, far beyond what any human scout could safely achieve. Ultimately, the Pentagon views swarm technology as a way to fundamentally reduce the vulnerability associated with incredibly expensive, high-value platforms, a single aircraft carrier, a state-of-the-art fighter jet, or a large, sophisticated drone. These are often seen as crown jewels that, if lost, represent a massive strategic and financial blow. 100 small, autonomous drones, however, are far more expendable and much harder to destroy decisively. It's a classic case of strength in numbers, amplified by artificial intelligence. The rapid emergence of autonomous lethal systems has, understandably, sparked intense ethical and legal concerns across the globe. Security experts and human rights organizations are sounding alarms, warning that weapons capable of making targeting decisions with limited human oversight could lower the threshold for conflict. If machines can decide to kill, what does that mean for accountability when things go wrong? Who is responsible? The programmer? The commander? The machine itself? These are profound questions that touch upon the very nature of human responsibility in warfare. Discussions on lethal autonomous weapons have been ongoing for years at the United Nations, but the rapid pace of technological development often outstrips the speed of international diplomacy. Critics argue that swarm technology, with its distributed intelligence and capacity for rapid, collective action, could accelerate escalation dynamics, making conflicts harder to control and introducing unpredictable risks into an already volatile global landscape. U.S. officials consistently maintain that their autonomous systems operate under strict human supervision and must always comply with established rules of engagement. They emphasize that a human in the loop or on the loop will always be present for critical decisions. However, the exact definition of supervision and rules of engagement in the context of hyperfast, AI-driven swarms remains a subject of intense debate and scrutiny. The technology is advancing so quickly that these discussions are not just theoretical, they are becoming increasingly urgent and practical. Moreover, the United States is not alone in this technological arms race. Far from it. China, Russia, Israel, and Turkey are all investing heavily in their own autonomous drone capabilities and developing sophisticated swarm tactics. The war in Ukraine has served as a stark, real-world laboratory, underscoring the strategic impact of relatively low-cost drones. These conflicts have demonstrated that even basic drones, when used effectively, can have a disproportionate impact on the battlefield. While fully autonomous swarms are still emerging, analysts believe that their large-scale deployment in future conflicts is not just probable, but almost inevitable. This global competition ensures that the development of this technology will only accelerate. The recent U.S. military tests, involving more than 100 autonomous drones, are more than just impressive demonstrations. They highlight a fundamental and irreversible shift in military doctrine. The days of relying solely on a handful of sophisticated, high-value platforms are fading. Instead, armed forces globally are moving towards dynamic networks of coordinated autonomous systems, designed to operate seamlessly across air, land, and sea. Strategists point to three key advantages of this emerging swarm warfare: affordability, resilience, and defense saturation. Affordability means militaries can field more units for the same cost. Resilience means losing individual units doesn't cripple the mission.